And we're live. Good evening, ladies and gents. How you doing? I'm back in my humble little office here. How's everyone doing? Video okay? Sound okay? Everything okay? Let me know. Hi, Rad3D. Pleasure was all ours, I assure you. Thank you. Hey, Bird on a Rock, always my first. Hey, Dawn, MacVision, Danska. Wait. Hey, Michael. So yeah, and well, not completely unexpected. Go away. Sorry. So not completely unexpected. Hey, Chris. Yes, Patrick, back to routine now, back to reality. Hey, Elliot. So yeah, I kind of was gonna host the Friday 3D printing chat, but that usually happens at 4 a.m. I'm still kind of a bit jet lagged at the moment, so I might just fall on my desk here, so bear with me. So we decided to postpone it till next week, and instead I'll do my usual weekend live stream and do a bit of a Q&A, talk about what happened at Bay Area Maker Faire, all the awesome people I met, all the awesome things I saw, and all the awesome collaborations that will be coming up. Louder than this. Congrats on surviving. So where's your new thumbs up cartoon? It's still getting there. I got a couple of responses, which were nice, just not exactly what I was looking for. So I might turn that into a contest. I don't know. We'll see. Hey, Robert. Yeah, back in one piece. Hey, Theoren. Hey, Filament Store. Thanks for joining in, guys. So yeah, it was an awesome couple of weeks. We had an absolute blast, and yeah, it was surreal. It was surreal being at the Matter Hackers meetup, meeting absolutely everyone, and meeting everyone within a span of 5 minutes, and that's quite intimidating and surreal and overwhelming. And at some point, I was starstruck, especially when Joel came into the room. It was so weird, because hearing his voice, your first instinct is to look for a YouTube channel on a screen. But in real life, apart from that, Joel is a massive guy. He's really tall. At least compared to me, he's really tall. So it was like... Hey, Morale. You're more than welcome, man. Hey, Ben. Was there an obsidian on display? There was. Not only was there an obsidian on display, I actually had the privilege of meeting Michael from Kodama a few days before the Matter Hackers meetup in LA, and I got to spend a few hours playing with one. I had a really awesome time, Frederick. Really awesome time. What was the favorite Bay Area Maker Faire? Pardon? Slip of the tongue there. Swag you acquired. This. I didn't acquire this. Well, this was my tag. It has my sticker on it, but it also has a signature. And that signature is of Adam Savage. And this is probably my most prized possession from the Bay Area Maker Faire. Hey, Strangly Green? Strangly Green. Hey, Jeff. Yes, I'm back here. Back at my desk. Back where I belong. Well, almost. I wish I belonged in the US. Yes, same here, Morale. Same here, man. Velleman, yes, I will be back in the US. I will try, I can't promise, but I will try the New York Maker Faire. I'm not entirely sure If that doesn't happen, then it will be definitely the Midwest Rip Rap Festival next year. Yes, Robert, definitely someone you look up to. Yep. Angus reached his 100K while we were at the Matter Hackers meetup, which was awesome and also hilarious, because we were just there filming everything, and his subscribers were kind of messing around with him. So as soon as he reaches 100K, everyone was clapping, and then all of a sudden it just went down by about 5 subscribers under 100K. So everyone was like, oh, and then they went up again and they went down again. It was hilarious. It was awesome. Hey, Ottavio. I will, Jeff. I will visit more. Unfortunately, it's so far away. Yes, Patrick, that photo was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. I also met Grant Imahara. I have a photo with him as well. So was the Obsidian good? I was thinking of getting one. I wish I could have met Adam. The Obsidian seems to be extremely good in terms of print quality and what it offers, how it works. It seems extremely good. There are a few things that Kodama need to work on, which we spoke about, and that is the workforce behind Kodama themselves, as in scaling up support, and that's something that we'll be working on. I will be editing my footage and talking about the Obsidian very shortly, because I will have one coming in soon. Yes, Ben, I can definitely make a UK meetup, definitely. Yes, counterpoint. I got lots of souvenirs back. I actually have a lot of maker coins. I have lots of stickers. I have a Donald Trump pen. This one talks. Frederick, I did get footage. I don't think I got enough, and the problem was that I got so excited and was just so into it and talking to people that I kind of kept forgetting to take footage. But I do have something, so I will probably sum that up in a very short recap video of Bay Area Maker Faire. What did I think of Vegas? Vegas was awesome. I love Vegas. It's not the gambling, because I don't gamble, neither does my wife. But it's just fun to be there, and obviously the shopping is awesome because things are really cheap over there. And also we went to see the Grand Canyon, and we went to see the Cirque du Soleil at Cirque du Soleil. It was cool. It was really cool. What does the Obsidian look like? It looks like something that came out of Apple, actually. Yes, Dick Chaos, they were giving out that sample filament actually has obsidian glass in it, which is volcanic glass. It has about 10% volcanic glass in it. So they will be getting more of that out. Did they say how much the heat bed upgrade was? Unfortunately, no, but I'm guessing to get the full kit, it will probably be, I'm guessing in my mind, around $299 to get the full complete Obsidian with the camera, heat bed, and touchscreen. Yeah, non-productive, exactly. Do you have any Obsidian filament? I have a couple of samples. Come to TCT show in September 26th to 28th at the Birmingham NEC. We are exhibiting there. It would be awesome to meet you. That's more than doable. Hey, Unlikely Creators, how are you, man? It was awesome meeting you. Yes, Jeff, it was meeting you in Vegas that was awesome. And the tacos. Tacos were delicious. Joe, you just broke the only rule in Vegas. What happens there stays there. Now, that rule only applied when Facebook did not exist. Now, whatever happens in Vegas ends up on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube. Hey, Titans Gaming. Sven. How are you doing, man? Looks like a big hole in the ground. Yes, it does. In Grand Canyon. I went into the hole. That was awesome. That sounds so wrong. What was your favorite project for 3D printers can print? From the Bay Area Maker Faire. I think the coolest things I've seen is something I will do an episode about. And that is, there was a guy who does, he's quite popular. He does these replicas of car engines, like fully working car engines, which are 3D printed. And seeing as I like cars and I like bikes and 3D printing, that kind of fit for me. So I will definitely be doing one of those. I also love the Feets, the 3D printed shoes. Joel had a pair. I actually tried them on. So mind-blowingly cool. Have you gotten an TPU filament yet to try to print with? Yes, I did. And I will be printing very soon with it. CR10 versus Prusa i3 Mark II. It's a very hard comparison to do. Very different printers, at least in my opinion. And the Prusa i3 Mark II has way too many things going for it. And it's proven to be an extremely good printer. The CR10 is good. It's still good. If you have the money, I'd go for both, honestly speaking. One thing I couldn't get an answer out of Kodama was if the obsidian filament is abrasive or not. Yes, it is abrasive. I can confirm that. The fact that it has obsidian glass, which is quite a hard material, I would assume it is abrasive. At least that's for sure. Also, I would highly suggest using a 0.5 millimeter nozzle for that filament. So cool guy, same here, man. It was awesome. More important, did your wife enjoy the honeymoon trip? Because if she ain't happy, ain't no one gonna be happy. She loved it. She absolutely loved it. Granted, the 3 days that we did at Bay Area Maker Faire, it's probably not her favorite moments, because she just had to hang around quite a lot and there wasn't much for her to do other than see things, and it's not really her thing, so she did just support me, which I'm eternally grateful to her for. But she did enjoy herself. Hey Joe, I'm editing some G-code. Do you know how much about G-code? Can I just shove an F command in there when I want to speed change? Honestly speaking, I'm not that good with G-code, to be completely honest. I'm still learning G-code. And when someone tells me shove an F command in there, it just means you're mad at the computer and you just want to throw an F word there. Yeah, man, what the hell? We don't shake hands, we hug. Hey, David. The CR10 is a good supplement printer. Exactly. That's what the CR10 is. It's one of two things. It is either an extremely good beginner's printer if you're on a budget, because currently they're like $369. See, I'm already getting dollars. $369 on GearBest. So it's relatively cheap and quite good for its size. But it's also can be an extremely good additional printer. So I'm trying to kiss the back. Ouch. Well, glad they're okay, Sven. Are you getting the Prusa multi-material upgrade? Yes, I am, Robert. I actually met Prusa himself. I spoke to him. He's still not going to accelerate my multi-material order. However, I'm not entirely dissatisfied with that, because I pay just like everyone else, so I should wait just like everyone else. So I have no quarrels with that. Just stopping by. Oh man, where did it go? Where did it go? I got named at A8. Love your upgrade video. Thanks, man. More coming, I assure you. I also got a few BL touches from there, so we'll be doing some videos on those as well. So, my boss is here, ladies and gentlemen. Apostolis Edusias. That's my boss. So, just for the sake of it, I'm gonna put him in timeout. I've always wanted to do that. Hey, Victor. You met Barnacles. Yes, Jerry. Jerry is awesome. Jerry is an awesome guy in real life. He's awesome on the videos, but he's so nice. It's just it's not that he's completely different in real life, but he's just more calm and more outgoing and down to earth, and he's absolutely awesome. He's a laugh and a half. You too, Bird on a Rock. Yeah, the Awesome Ruby will definitely work fine. Joel! It was a pleasure for us, man. It was absolutely awesome meeting you, meeting all of you. I was just telling them how kind of blown away I was at your size. Travis was there also. Oh my god. Received a Tiva little monster, rails were warped. Ouch. Well, we're doing a review of the start. Would love to know your impressions. Actually, the start is in a box over there. So maybe we can do a live stream next week. We'll put it together. What do you guys think? Start 3D printer? For you, is it better the Trinus 3D printer or the Cetus? I have never used the Cetus, so I'm not entirely sure. Joe's still pushing for Ultibots, but is Delta ever you need one of these kits? It's true, I do. C2LA. Had to be confusing. It has. To me, it's all American. But I did learn how to say dollars. Yeah, he is the happy extruder. Prusa has been seriously ramping up, and they're moving on to a new place where he's going to have more printers, bigger farm, so he'll definitely be pushing out orders, and that's their point, to come up to speed with orders. Didn't check with you on those spreadsheets. I think your boss was looking for them. You should do a video on how to swap a nozzle on the Mark II. I could. It's not a bad idea. It'll be a quick tutorial. How good does it feel to be back home? Very good. Just tiring. And it's hard to get your mental state in order after traveling for 2.5 weeks. I was, Antonia, I was hosting it, but it's been postponed till next week. Thanks, Danny. Yes, I will do a stretch goal. I just have to think exactly what I want to do, because I want to make it count. Alright, thanks, Ben. Speak to you soon. Richard Berg. I go to please. When will we be doing your review of the star? Ah, yes. Okay. Alright. Okay. Did you get the multi-material kit? No, but hopefully it will be on the way soon. Ritual. Yes, I'm back. Any live builds? Victor, next week. Next week we'll start with the live builds. Which brings me to my next question about live builds. How How do you guys feel about me switching to Twitch rather than YouTube just for the live builds or the live streams for that matter? But I think mostly for the live builds or any live projects that I would do. Maybe we can start doing projects on Twitch. Yes, Curtis, I'm back, man. Thank you for the stickers. Absolutely awesome stickers. Dallas. So, are you still happy with your Sigma R17? Yes and no. The Sigma is not the easiest printer to use when it comes to dual material. To be completely honest, I kind of designed a very particular fidget spinner which needs PVA support, and I'm using copper fill for 100% infill to use the copper fill as weight. But I've been trying for 2 days now, and I just keep wasting filament because it's either under extruding, I can't find the right profile, I can do the right settings, and it's doing my head in. But I'll get there. I don't like to give up. So, how much did the wife put you in debt? Nah, she didn't. She really didn't, actually. Is Serathon worth buying if I have Prusa i3 clone already? Yes, absolutely. You can never have too many printers, my friend. You can never have enough. I know you couldn't bring any printers back with you, but did any of them say they would send you a printer or other items for review? Yes, I can confirm that I will be getting a CME CNC, a Delta, because you know I love Deltas. Ryan! I'll also get the Obsidian while there, and also there's a very little printer which is specifically set for kids, and that intrigues me because having a kid, I want to make sure that 3D printers are kid friendly, and I want my daughter to use it. It's called a Tinybot. I have to confirm, but we'll be working together. Why Twitch? Well, Twitch is just easier for me, much more stable than YouTube. Much easier to use for me, especially the fact that I'm from Malta, so it's supported, even monetization is supported on Twitch. So yes, Joel, that's the thing, because Twitch is actually, you can monetize it from Malta. What's Twitch? Twitch is kind of like YouTube, but just more fun. Yeah, Patrick. Well, if you guys go on Twitch, I do have an account on Twitch. I actually have about 5 followers on Twitch, which I didn't even know about. So as soon as I get a few Twitch followers, I'll probably switch the stream. Maybe not next week, but we'll see how it goes. Do you have Twitch partnership? You can do Twitch partnership, as far as I know, only after you have garnered enough followers, as far as I'm aware. Wow, I am way behind on messages. Send a link and I will follow. I will start adding the Twitch link. I don't know. Which one do you recommend between the Attn A8 and the Tronxy as a beginner to 3D printer? It's... oh god. The Attn A8 has better parts than the Tronxy. Why not dual stream? What I can do, I know that you can't, as far as I know, you cannot dual stream once you become a Twitch partner, because they sort of tell you you can only live stream on Twitch. So what I can do then is sort of record it and then transfer it to YouTube. Other stuff on Twitch, watch whatever you decide to stream. Thanks, Tony.
Yep, that's exactly it, Sven. But that's why we can do the live stream on Switch, record it, and transfer it to YouTube. Elgato Stream Deck. Bought one to use my work machines for hotkeys. Seems like it's worth the hype. More so for streamers, given the... Yeah, I was in Jerry's hotel room. Sounds much worse than it actually is. And he had one on the table, and it was awesome. So, yes, I ordered one. Andre. Come on, you know English. How do you like your ANET A6? To be completely honest, I've only started using the ANET today. I threw a print in. I haven't used it that much. I didn't really have enough time. But I will be doing more videos on it. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it, and good luck. As in, good luck, happy making, not good luck, God forbid. Can the laser of the Trinus cut 2mm of acrylic? No, it's not powerful enough. It's only there for etching. It's not laser cutter. CR10 can also print flexible filaments. It depends which ones. Too flexible and it might not be possible. When you're talking about something, the chat has shifted off screen for ages. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with the chat, probably that's why. I can try. No, I can't. You are now on Twitch. Let me see if I can find the link quickly. Joe, any tips for untangling spools other than babysitting prints when using a tangled one? Honestly speaking, the best way I know how is to literally just unspool some of it and respool. Unfortunately, that's the best way I found. Yes, Chris, we sorted it out, so hopefully I'll have the H2. Can you link on Twitch on YouTube? Yeah, Brian just posted the link there. Hey, Philip. I got Twitch Prime sub ready when you are. Thanks, Dick Chaos. I appreciate it, man. Another video on the ANET upgrades. Yes, there will be. Possibly next week, actually. I am new in the world of 3D printing. I have a beginner question. Does printing software systematically create the needed support to print any kind of whatever orientation? Yes, and yes and no. Yes, as in yes, it can, but you have to know how much support to do. I will be doing a series. I will be working with a couple of companies to start a series of videos for true 3D printing beginners, as in from scratch, the basics, starting from opening a 3D printer. So I will get to that as well. Wow, awesome. Wow, 14. Cool. Look at all some extended clones. Any comments? As in the Jenny printer, I'm guessing. I will probably try and get one, to be honest. Probably buy one myself, because I get a lot of people asking me about it. So we'll see how that goes. You now have 6 followers on Twitch. Actually, it says I have 14 now. You need to look into setting up Restreamio. 21 followers now. Wow. Okay, I guess Twitch is gonna happen. Have you used E3D Aero? Yes, I have. It's on my Duplicator i3 Plus. That also. Video coming. So much to do. Thanks, Thomas. On Twitch, I'll show up. Yep. Have you used Prusa multi-extruder? No, it hasn't arrived here. It should be on the way. Actually, what arrived yesterday was the the MK2S upgrade kit. And I've printed all the parts I needed. Now I just have to install it. Also, yes, that Prusa i3 Mark II S kit. Is anyone interested to see me put it together? Just asking. Because if not, I'll just do it. Hey, Bob. Hey, Big Ben. 24 now. What is your preferred printing surface material? I really like Biltech, although now I am going to try, I don't know where I put it. I have a sheet of Payopoly. It's a print surface like Biltech, although it seems to be a bit more durable. So I will be trying that out. Thanks, Don. Talk about Bay Area Maker Faire. Are you okay? I'll talk about Bay Area Maker Faire. Are you going to review the Anycubic Cassell pulley version? Yes, I am, because I also have one of those in a box over there. All right, non-productive. Thank you very much, man. A question regarding using PTG. I just bought 3 spools of filament. Did you use a glue stick for your Prusa to make it easier to remove the prints, or was there a problem? Just use Windex for PETG. It's fine. Thanks, but not exactly what I meant. Like there's a buffer 20 seconds. Your talk on the video about stuff that came up in the chat. All right, okay. So, favorite material, PLA, ABS, PETG, etc. I think PETG, I really like to print with PETG, to be honest. Thanks, Brian. Yes, kit tutorial. Okay. Okay, well, I guess we'll be doing that. I've heard gentlemen say Simplify 3D officers were having issues. Have you had any trouble? Simplify 3D should be coming out with a new version, I think, very soon. Hey, Carson, thank you very much. Hey, but temperature for your ink. My mom saw the vase, now wants one. Thanks, man. You're welcome. How much does that build sheet material cost? I have no idea, but I don't think it's going to be expensive. You can go check them out. It's Pale Poly. All right, so we'll do the Mark II's kit upgrade. Wow, 104 watching. I'm popular. When can we expect a review of the Anycubic Cassell? Looking at buying one. It'll probably be a few weeks, to be completely honest. It's starting to become a bit hectic. And I don't want to just do printer reviews. I really want to do projects. I have a lot of ideas in mind. How is the temperature resilience of PETG? It gets hot here in California. Oh, it can handle heat. Trust me, it can. Hey, any init videos coming soon? Ordering mine next week. Yes, I have many more coming. How many Twitch followers now? 29. Wow. Any chance you can send me your Simplify 3D for the Trunksy? Is it the P802MA? Because if so, you can simply use the ANET one, the ANET A8, and it works fine. No, Payopoly. Let me write it down. Payopoly. Do you speak Maltese? Yes, I do, Ibrahim. Yeah, just go to CR10. The coupler is broken. Could you show how to replace it? I probably can, actually. Do you know, can you Biltech on a... You can put a Biltech on a Mark IIs, although the PI sheet is now working okay. I kind of sanded it down a bit, so it's adhering just fine. I actually managed to print ABS parts on it for the Mark II upgrade. I actually haven't used the PC Max yet, but I will. I will be getting quite a few filaments from Polymaker, which I'm really looking forward to. Where can I get one of those shirts? At the moment, I only have a couple, but I'm printing more, hopefully the web shop. Then obviously we'll do also some giveaways. So yeah, they'll be available very soon. So awesome. Helmkamp Chris, you're gonna be one happy guy, trust me. Yes, I have, Michael. It's ordered. So I was told to talk about the Bay Area Maker Faire. Bay Area Maker Faire was absolutely awesome. It was 3 days of absolute mayhem. It was really busy at the Matter Hackers booth. It was just flowing with YouTubers, 3D printing YouTubers. There was Chuck, there was Joel, Lauren from Buzz Design, there was Travis, there was Heather from the 3D Pink Mafia, there was Bob from I Like to Make Stuff, and I also got a hoodie from him, which I cannot wear right now because it's starting to get really hot, and if you notice I keep doing this, and that's because I'm starting to sweat. It's getting hot. So yeah, it was really cool. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had. It was definitely by far the best holiday I've ever had. There was, as I said, there was Adam Savage, there was Grant Imahara. At some point there was Conan O'Brien passing by. So it was happening. There was this massive robot which was beating the crap out of a Toyota Prius. I've had some serious issues with my PI on the Mark IIs. Not even PLA would stick consistently. That's from using window cleaner. It leaves residue on the sheet. Isopropyl is the way to get rid of it. Yes, for PLA you have to use isopropyl alcohol. That's the way to do it. However, for PETG, if you use isopropyl alcohol, it will stick too much. It will be very difficult to get off. So, which is why you ideally use isopropyl alcohol just for PLA, ABS, and all that. But for PETG, use Windex. Have you tried Feets? I wore Joel's Feets. They were comfy. Can't have my shirt, it's warm. Yes, there was Unlikely Creators. Sorry, there were so many that... I'm sorry, Logan. Forgive me. Lauren's husband kept her on task. She got some great videos and interviews at different booths. It's true, Steve. Did you see the 3D Feet shoes? Pretty cool concept. Although apparently not as durable as suggested from the review of Joel. Yeah, I mean, Joel did probably a review as it should be when it comes to shoes. He wore them as it should. So I'll take his word for it. The concept is really cool. They look actually quite nice. But I would imagine, yes, that if you wear them a day or two constantly moving around, then yeah, it has to be quite durable. Hey, Nilla. Are you going to do more projects other than 3D printing? I will and I won't. I want to do lots of projects which always involve some kind of 3D printing in them. So, but we'll see. We'll see how the channel evolves. For now, it's just 3D printing. Nilla, congrats, man. Daddy Nilla Bean. I need to get my first printer going. Did you see any new Delta printer at Bay Area Maker Faire? Yes, there was the Monoprice Mini Delta, which is going to be like $160 if I'm not wrong. Looked interesting. Looked very interesting. Small and interesting. Do you have a silicone sock on your Prusa's hot end? Yes, I do. I tend to use silicone socks on any E3D hot end that I have. Yeah, Chris, that's the best. Yeah, he has to have proper custom fit ones. So that's when the true test comes in. Did you visit any place in Bay Area beside the fair? I actually we spent Monday and Tuesday, because we left Tuesday evening, touring San Francisco. And I have to say that San Francisco is an awesome city. We absolutely fell in love with it, and we want to go there again. It looked clean, it looked beautiful, it was green. We went to Alcatraz, we went to the Walt Disney Museum. We what else? Pier 39. It was awesome. What was your favorite printer on display at the fair? I don't know. I like all printers. But the Rostock Max V3 is quite a presence. It's massive. Hey, Victor, thank you. Victor Shikluna. That's a Maltese. Have your Prusa broken down? Haven't seen any vids for a long time. No, to be honest, not exactly broken down. So what happened was that one of the connectors to the Rambo for the hot end actually melted. So there is a bit of slack in the connection, and if you don't double tie the cables to the Rambo box, it starts moving slowly, and eventually that could melt it down. So I just replaced it today because I received the parts, and yeah, now it's working again, and I actually printed. That's the Rambo box. No, Nilla, it's been postponed till next week. We're going to skip this week's hangout. Wasabi on rice. First of all, awesome name. Secondly, you're welcome. I just, Lexicon Stock seems to be out of stock at A3D. Probably because I bought them all. I have about 6 here. Steve Jobs, what is this stream? This is a Hangout stream and Q&A for 3D printing. Why is Devin from Make Anything releasing videos right now? He should be in this chat. I met Devin as well. Devin was there at the Matter Hackers meetup. Awesome guy. Do you still have your CR10 at home? If you plan to show more about it, just got mine. Yes, I do. Actually, I'm thinking of installing the Mosaic palette on it, because it's a reliable Bowden extruder printer. What is your primary usage of 3D printer? Prototyping, art, random stuff, etc. Kevin, currently is just experimenting. However, I want to do functional prints. I have a few things in mind which I've been kind of putting off. Also, in terms of functional, it's how to upgrade printers. Yeah, I figured, Ryan. Thank you. I was waiting for that to happen. Yeah, I really, really, really wanted to see the Part Daddy. That is the PETG. That is the orange PETG from Rigid Ink. It looks gorgeous. There's this orange and the red. The orange is the same one I did the Luby Dragon on. Any new or interesting filaments at the Maker Faire? Filaments, not so much. At least I didn't see that many. Do you have some inside info on Prusa on a new project that they are working on? You can tell us what. Tell us, we won't tell anyone else. I actually spent some time having a couple of drinks and talking to Josef or Joe. He will not reveal any secrets. He won't say what he's talking about, what they're working on. But it's a trend, you know. So put it this way: Mark 1 was released 2 years ago. Mark 2 was released last year. Mark 2S released this year. So you can see a trend happening there. Is it suitable to print all the Prusa i3 parts in PETG? No, actually, for certain parts for the extruder assembly, they send you a roll of ABS or some ABS to print those in ABS. However, the actual Rambo box is in PETG because you download a pre-sliced G-code with set temperatures, speeds, layer heights, whatever. And it's set for PETG, not ABS. At least just for the Rambo box. Everything else is in ABS. What would you recommend to be a cheap, heat-resistant, durable filament that can be printed with minimal warping, with or without a heat bed? If one does exist. If you go on 3D4 Makers, it's a Dutch company. They have a hemp material, which I've tried a few things on and I'll be doing a review on soon. It's actually quite a durable material. Yeah, I'm hoping to. So I built my first printer, a Folder Tech FT5. Have a few small issues on my Z-axis and my Y slipping. It took me 15 hours to put together, trying to build energy to fix the issues. Ritual, that's what 3D printing is all about. Patience. Patience is key. QSNs. What are QSNs? Forgive my noobness. What are QSNs? Actually, Meta hackers have very, very, very reasonable EU shipping rates. I know because I've ordered quite a few things from them. Question to anyone using Mercadelta rework. Is it just me, or is the hexagon hotend especially prone to clogging? I have yet to get a useful print out of it. Clogging closed every single time. I have not yet experienced clogging on my Microdelta rework. Yes, Logan, hemp. By the way, where is your Red Bull? Ask and you shall receive. Which reminds me to stop talking and drink. Board Pie. How is the Attn A6? It is okay, but I still need to print more with it. Joe, what do you do with any failed prints? Currently have a box at the side of my printer full of failed prints. If they're just a couple of layers, I'll probably recycle them, as in recycling plant plastic in Malta. If they're large prints, I tend to keep them. One, because I might end up using them for a project at some point, or recycle them in a different way. Hi there, just tune in. When are you going to do Prusa i3 Mark II multi-material upgrade live stream? I will do a live stream of that, and I will do it as soon as I get the kit. Just got an Attn A8. What upgrades would you recommend? Right off the bat, two things. Solder the wires to the heat bed directly to the heat bed. And secondly, install a MOSFET for the heat bed. Those are the first two. Absolute first two mods you need to do. Then you can do brackets to rigidify to make the structure a bit more rigid. Yeah, that kind of patience ritual. A very difficult question. How do you get the fourth and fifth 3D printer past the wife? Mine is standing by the third printer cave. Shoes and handbags. My wife's gonna walk in here, she's gonna slap me. I want to spend some money on my Attn A8, but I don't know what to buy first. Advice. Wait, hold on. You want to spend money on your Attn A8, but don't know what to buy first. MOSFET, and buy either a Titan Aero or a Titan extruder. The Titan Aero would be a bit more expensive, but you will not lose any of the height. How do you calibrate a Wanhao i3 in Cura? Well, Wanhao have their own Cura version, which should be pre-calibrated. And as far as I know, there are quite a few profiles now for the Cura version 2. When to expect a review of the palette? A review of the palette should be maybe a week or two, possibly 2 weeks. And so I found out that the advanced config of Skynet 3D 2.1.2, you can enable M600 filament change procedure. After that, you can use the Prusa color print website to generate color change. Awesome, because I have the version 2. I forgot. I know. I think it's a much later version than 2.1.2. Filabut filament recycle. I would review it, but I'd have to buy it. You also get a filament change option in the LCD menu after enabling the function in the firmware. Awesome. Quantum gravity research channel. And look for a video on 3D printing the hypothetical substructure of space-time. Wow. How tight are those tolerances? Which tolerances? Outlet malls are Maker's wife best friend. No, yes they are, trust me. When can we as consumers start printing aluminum or any other type of material, of metals? Full metal? I think it was last year's Maker Faire that there was a printer which went on Kickstarter. I don't know whatever happened to it, but it's actually a full metal 3D printer, as in it literally welds parts and then gets a CNC and trims them. Why do you think there is much less 3D artists that do 3D printing for art stuff than 3D engineers that do prototyping stuff? As 3D artist myself, I feel kind of lonely. I think for 3D artists, thanks Seedcast, I think it's clay, the medium, that is easier to use. I know there are a few artists who have there are a few who printed like full-size like display bikes but I think clay is more the way to go for most artists, at least. Can we print 3D object within object? So object within object? Yes, you can. I think Joel did that, actually. I think he did a benchy in a jar. What slicer would you recommend? For a free slicer, I probably would suggest Slicer, or Slick 3R as Tom would call it. And if you want a paid slicer, then I'd have to suggest Simplify 3D. There are a few topics I miss, and one is speed versus temperature and does it apply. Another is layer orientation. I would like to do plus minus 45, but also 0.90 in the same print. That's something maybe we can do. Speed versus temperature. That's actually an idea for an episode. We could work on that. Joe, correction. Skynet 2.3.2 fix 2. Made a typo. I think I actually have 2.3.4, I think, or 9. Cooling doesn't seem to be the issue, or what? Counterpoint, have you spoken to Jimmy? Because I think he had the same issue. Wanting to get into 3D printing and following you and others have me interested in the ANET A8, especially for a budget printer. Is this the right one to start with? To start with, yes and no. Depends how much of a tinker you are. It needs patience, and you also need to do a few upgrades right off the bat. Which do you prefer, bearing or rollers for the axes? Linear rails. It depends which axes, but I think I prefer bearings. Throw him out, Ryan. Ball and whistle. That actually also could be a print. I need to start doing printings while doing live streams. That could be another Twitch thing. Hi Joe, do you have a settings for the CR10 in Cura 2.5? No, not for Cura. I have for Simplify 3D. Also, I need to apologize if you've sent me an email or you've sent me a message or a comment and I didn't reply. It's been kind of hard trying to catch up, and I really want to take a break while I was away, which is why I wasn't that active. Get a One-How i3 or Monoprice Maker Select. They're the same thing. It's just a rebrand. Monoprice is a rebrand of One-How. Exactly, counterpoint. So, what else did I want to talk about? Also, the giveaway is up soon. So I should have a video on that on Sunday. Who is the lucky winner? How was Maker's Muse Angus in person? Cool dude. Seriously cool. Seriously cool. He is awesome. He's what I would probably say is a typical Aussie. He's just carefree. Joe, vaguely remember you ride motorcycles. Do you currently have a bike? If so, which one? I currently ride two. I have a Honda CRF 250 Rally, which I use for every day, and I have a BMW GS 1200, which I use for mostly touring. It will probably work on newer versions also. I just have not tried the newer versions yet, but it was fun discovery to find the subroutine in the firmware. That is actually really cool. I'll definitely have to try that out. Have you guys noticed that YouTube has not dropped any frames? I have 0% frame drop. Yes, Big Ben, I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the support, man. So yeah, yes, Angus is super chill. Okay, so there are 32 followers on Twitch. So I guess that constitutes the fact that I need to get going on Twitch now. So I'll be setting that up. 3D printing motorcycle tour. I actually have a few ideas. Not to switch to Twitch yet, true. I have a few ideas of functional parts I want to print for the GS. Starting from, I just bought a new mobile from GearBest. It's the Xiaomi Mi 6, and it's not a common mobile phone, not a common Android, but it's awesome. So finding things that fit for it, accessories, is a bit difficult. So I want to 3D print a mount for it for the handlebar. Thanks, Ryan. What do you see as the next major improvement in 3D printing? What's the next big thing? I think it's multi-materials. I think the next big thing is kind of like what Prusa or the Palette are doing. Multi-material with single extruder. Were you there at Angus 100k countdown? Yes, I was. It was hilarious. I was laughing my butt off. Yes, also big shout out here, because I always forget and I shouldn't, to Ryan 3D Printed Aspie, who's the moderator tonight. He is an awesome designer. He does amazing ZBrush models, so subscribe to the guy and show him your support, because I want him to push out more videos, and that will incentivize him to do so, and I get to print more things. Joe, do you have any experience with smoothie board? Unfortunately, I don't think I... No, I do. The Microdelta rework has a smoothie board. I actually, at least for me, it was quite stable. So I was quite happy with it. Okay, I have to go play with my laser engraver in my garage. See you later, Joe. See you, Steve. Take care, man. Please don't ignore. Please may you say Kilaki. Can you do a video test with PLA and Flex together? That is the idea of this mount. So, this is... So this is the phone, and what I want to do is I want to use either Engine for the bottom, or not even ABS, probably ASA or Engine at the bottom, and then on the side I want to use TPU. So it kind of be like a dual thing, because then I also want to do a mount here which kind of locks in place. Thanks, Ottavio. See you soon, man. Smaller purge block. Yeah, true. It's coming, Seedcast. They're coming. They're coming. Keep in mind that I still have a full-time job. So time in this office is limited. But I will do a schedule to become a bit more consistent. Henry, you're bugging me. Sorry. PLA and TPU work well together. It's kind of like, as far as I know, Engine, it's a bit stronger than PLA. PLA and TPU work well together. Yep. Is Simplify 3D required to velocity printing? No, it's not. You can do it with any slicer. All you have to do is slice the model the way you want, and then you import the G code onto the velocity printing software. What kind of job do I have? I run a department for payments and fraud. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add my Twitch. I'm going to add my Twitch account here. Because I guess as of maybe, if not next week, the week after, once I have everything set up, we'll start streaming on Twitch. Did I get a pair of feet like Joel did? No, I didn't. One of the main reasons why I didn't is because I didn't have any space. I was kind of a bit overweight, so I had to send about 20 pounds worth of clothes, well, old clothing, to Malta. I didn't want to send anything new, because if I sent anything new, then I'd have to pay taxes on. Was a pleasure meeting you too. I'll remember later. Okay, I'll watch the video. Did you follow the rise and fall of the Kickstarter Delta printer Tico, and what are your thoughts on Kickstarter printer campaigns? Eric, yes, I followed it. I followed it very closely. I kind of wish that I had a Tico to test out, and sort of just for me to get my own view on it. In terms of, instead of companies and 3D printers, it's, it's kind of a hit or miss. There has been so many failed attempts that it kind of gets scary, so everyone gets a bit weary. So I tend to, like for example, the Obsidian, Kodama. Kodama have already delivered on their first printer. Now it's time for them to release the second printer, and Kickstarter is a very good way for them to sort of generate enough funds to produce the tooling, because it's the tooling that costs the money. As in parts and stuff like that don't cost a lot, but the tooling costs money. So for companies which are already established, they're more of a safe bet rather than someone who's trying new. And I'm not saying that they won't manage, but it gets a bit more risky, so you have to take it with a pinch of salt. Meta Control 2.0.1 does support velocity printing directly, so they wrote. Have you check it out personally? I actually got a Meta Control tablet, the T10, and Customs broke it. So yeah, they smashed the screen, so only half of it is working. So I have to order a replacement screen. You were overweight? Yes, it was. By quite a few pounds, actually. How do you get notifications when you're on Twitch? Actually, if you have an app on Twitch and you follow someone, it kind of brings it up, because I get Jerry's Barnacle Twitch streams. I always get notifications of those. All right, Logan. Awesome meeting you too, man. Hey, Logical Waste. Really, Chris? Yeah, man, I'm actually willing to buy one, honestly speaking. If I find someone in EU who wants to sell their Tico, I'm down to buying one. Even if it doesn't work, I still want to buy one. Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate it, man. All day, all night. Wow. Okay, Michael. Humble, man. Thank you. If you don't use the mobile app, then you'll just receive the email notification. Yes, also follow Logan, Unlikely Creators. Big shout out to the guy. He's a fun character to watch. So, I'm trying to think if there is anything I wanted to talk about. What else? You guys got any questions? More questions about Bay Area Maker Faire? Thanks, David. I appreciate it, man. See you soon. Thanks, Bob. I'm not crazy. I'm just intrigued. Things like that intrigue me. Things that are difficult to use make me want to use them more. It's part of my character. I love a good challenge. I really and truly do actually love a good challenge. Alright, Chris, thanks. Are you getting the Polyalchemy Purple when it's released? I'm quite sure I will. I love Polyalchemy filaments. They're quite particular. Who was the coolest guy you met there? I actually can answer that. And that was Adam Savage. What's the most exciting thing over there, you think? At Bay Area Maker Faire, by far the most exciting thing, the most awesome thing I've seen was that robot. It was a life-size robot. So life-size that it requires a pilot and a co-pilot to sit in it. It had a V8 Corvette engine producing 370 brake horsepower, and it's a fighting robot. It's an actual fighting robot which they will enter into competitions with China. I'm sorry, for a second there I got a glimpse of 50 years from now how wars will be fought. It is my first time I see you. What do you do? I 3D print stuff. I review printers, I do projects, I do Q&As like this one. What was your most favorite non-3D related part at Bay Area Maker Faire? That's also very easy. Corn dogs. I love corn dogs. What filament was the most interesting at the fair? Interesting by far, possibly the Obsidian PLA. Have you used TP on the PI sheet? It sticks too well. Would using Windex work like that? I still have to print TPU on the PI sheet, but I think Windows doesn't work. Windex should work. Favorite eats while in the US? Cheesecake Factory and In-N-Out. These 3D printed 1/3 scale car engines. Yes, I did see them. I actually have some footage of those and will be printing one. Big one. Should Thingiverse stop posting spinners? No, I don't see why not, to be honest. They're fun. They're cool. I actually have a couple. Travis from Pyro Designs did one for me. It's in the other room. Metal one was awesome. It's the craze right now, so until the next craze comes. What did you come away thinking you wanted to bring home? Adam Savage. I wanted to bring him home so he can help me make stuff. Him and Bob Claggett from I Like to Make Stuff. Gained weight there? Actually, I'm not entirely sure because we walked about 20 miles a day while we were there. We're doing the touristy stuff, so we walked quite a lot. That's the best possible answer. All right, Michael, have a good night. Thanks, man. Yes, please. If you have a corn dog recipe, send it to me. I want to try it. I want to learn how to do them. Corn dogs are the second best food to eat when drunk. The first being... That's a question. When you were at the fair, did you see the Pale Poly in use? Yes, I did. The Moai SLA. I also spoke with Mark. Awesome guy. Really nice guy. And I'm hoping to get to work with him at some point. When you were have you ever converted map terrain data to a 3D model? To a 3D model, yes, but I haven't printed one. I actually found there was a site which you can modify terrain. You just enter a country and it modifies the terrain for you. So I'm going to try to print Malta. I asked for a 6-hour layover at LAX just so I could go to In-N-Out when I went on vacation. It's, you know what, a 6-hour layover at LAX. That is probably 2 hours of queuing, in traffic just to get out of the terminal, and then another hour to get into the city. So yeah, it should be about 5 minutes, 10 minutes to eat something, go back to the airport. It should cover the 6 hours. What do you recommend I buy for stepper drivers? I have 449. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea what the difference is. At least not yet. I haven't gone that technical. Sorry, Pale Poly sheets. Yes, I actually have one. I think I left it in the corner there. Had my fabricator mini for just a week and already want to exchange for something bigger, better. Any suggestions? Might be Prusa i3 or CR10. Depends what your budget is. If you don't have too big of a budget, the CR10 is $369 and the i3 Mark II is about $700. So there's quite a bit of difference. If you have the money, go for the Prusa i3 Mark II. Remember this movie a few years ago about robot boxing? That should go about halfway. Yes, that's exactly what went through my mind while I was watching this robot beat the crap out of a Toyota Prius. Who did you get drunk with? I did not get drunk. I don't drink too much, but I had a couple of drinks with Angus, Josip Prusa, Dustin Jetman, the guys from See Me CNC, Chris from Practical Printing, Those I think. How's the new house coming? It's coming. It's taken a while, but it's coming. Hopefully 6 months we'll move. Hi Joe, can you please share your S3D settings for the CR10? I have issues printing the spiral vase. I thought I shared them already, but okay, we'll take it out. I'll take Trump. And I'll versus tacos. Yeah, obviously tacos. There's bangers and mash. Oh, that's so British of you, Chris. Jammed the next row. Actually, yeah. Although nothing as bad as LAX. It took 30 minutes to get from the city to LAX, and it took, I think, 45 minutes to get from the entrance of LAX to the terminal. I don't have stepper motor dampeners. Alright. Okay, so for the noise, I tried putting it on different surfaces as well, because that might help. Actually, with a code, I might actually have a code for the CR10 to bring it down to 369.99. How forward is Malta? Do you have to import everything? Almost everything. Although Magic Goo is a Maltese company, so yeah. But yeah, it's a small island. Our bread and butter in this country, the majority is tourism, not exportation. So yeah, pretty much import everything. Alright, but stepper dryers can eliminate the noise. They could. They definitely, that I do know that they could reduce the noise. No drink with Adam Savage? No. I got a suntan waiting for Adam Savage. I stood in line for an hour and a half. One of the few times this guy is useful. The difference between the stepper driver is the number of micro straps. The driver will handle. That's 1.6. That's 1.3. Ah, see? That is awesome. Thank you, David. I've learned something new. With shipping and taxes, the CR10 will be $600, so not that far from a Pro ticket, which is $749 with taxes. True. So, while it has a bigger print, there's much more to the Prusa than just print quality, which is still very good. It's better than the CR10. Although if you check on my CR10 review, check in Banggood as well, because they have decent prices, and as far as I know, free shipping as well. Which parts must be changed with the Mark IIs? So, let me show you, because I have them here. You have the part of the extruder assembly. These are printed in ABS. I printed these myself on the Prusa. And you have bearings, and you have linear rails. So they changed the linear rails and the bearings to make it quieter. And you have some nuts and bolts and some cable ties. Yep, still cable ties. What should I buy, the Attn 8 or Tiva Tarantula? I haven't tried the Tiva Tarantula yet, so the only thing I can suggest is the Attn 8, because that's the upgrades that's the printer I have used. Malta is a small island with crazy taxi drivers. I'm not getting in a white cab ever again. I'm sorry, Warden, but he's right. He is absolutely right. Although I did go on a guy with an Uber driver, an Uber driver in San Francisco. Oh man, the guy was a maniac on the road. Looks like you had fun. Hopefully Yoshi's enjoying his new home. Yeah, Charles, he's in New York now. Thanks, Joe, for taking a note for the CR10 settings. For S3D, don't lose the note. No. Well, I will upload it on the CR10 review video that I have. Elliot, awesome. Let me know once you're here. I'd be happy to meet up, man. If you know where St. Julian's is, that is the area I work in. So if you're there, I can come say hi to you, man. Let's challenge you and miss upgrade. So it's my first printer. Which one? Also, my X is not very quiet. I'm not expecting it to be very quiet. I'm just expecting it to be quieter. System for the Prusa. I'm getting the 4 multicolor add-on for the Prusa. Not sure why that works, but that's why I'm being told. Not sure why that works, but that's what I'm being told. Why do I? Alright, the smaller steps. Okay, different conversation. What is the strongest filament to print? So far, one of the strongest is, at least that I've tried, is possibly PETG. I was in Malta 10 years ago. Do they still have black and white cabs? White cabs are public, black cabs are private. Twitch is great for mobile because you can zoom in with smaller screens. Awesome. $418 with shipping is actually not bad. Would you suggest the Rigid Ink PETG? I highly recommend the Rigid Ink PETG. It's one of the main PETGs I use quite a lot of, actually. Will you buy the 500 by 500 Creality 3D printer? Yes, I will, unless Banggood decide to send me one, or GearBest. But yes, I do want one. I want to review it. I want to buy my first printer under 300, but what's the best printer? It's one of those questions where it's a bit difficult to reply just right there off the bat. So there are a few questions you need to answer yourself, and that is: do you want a kit? Do you want a pre-built printer? Do you want to print big? Do you want to print small? What materials would you like to print with? For $300. An ANET A8 with a few upgrades to it is a good choice. For a bit more, Creality CR10 is an extremely good choice of printer because it prints great right off the bat, and it only takes a few parts to put together. You're talking about quality. The G code is the same. So what is the item that improves the print the most? Stepper drivers, the quality of the material in terms of the printer. Quality assurance plays a very big role. And then there is also Z-wobble, how stiff is the frame of the printer, how accurate the linear rails are, the Z-axis rods, it's everything. The bearings, what quality are they? All those make up a very beautiful print. Any more ANET upgrade videos in the work? Possible new firmware or printer upgrades? Yes, I will probably install, just to test it out, the Titan Aero on it. I know it's a bit of a costly upgrade, but it's an awesome upgrade to have. Couple of Mercedes doing my head in. I'm going to do more harm trying to replace it. 3D Jedi. Here, I'm actually hearing quite a few people, which is starting to concern me, this coupler. So I'm going to have to look into it. Dust filament. I keep remembering I have to order something from them to try them out. What watch is that? This is... It's digital watch. Would be ball screws over belts. Definitely. Ball screws over belts, and a layer on top of that would be linear rails. Like the Highwind linear rails. Hey Joe, great chilling again. We'll look forward to new uploads. How about some future charity auctions on some older 3D printers you have lying around? Just a thought. Happy extruding. That is actually not a bad idea. That is actually a very good idea. Because there is a charity in Malta which I am very fond of. They give support to kids with who suffer from cancer. They take them to UK for treatment. I have had the awesome pleasure of speaking to them a few times because one of my family members needed their help, so I always want to help them out. So that could be an idea. I can auction off all their printers and proceeds will all go to them. Do you know if the X8 is the same as the Tronxy P8? Tronxy X8 and Tronxy P802 should not be the same, I think. I'm not sure. You're welcome, dear Siva. If you have poor quality bearings but everything else is good, can print turn out bad? It could, depending on everything else. You print slower, it always helps. When would you change your nozzle? I print about 1,200 meters. I think I'd change it after 8,000, 9,000 meters. I don't think I change that often, to be completely honest, unless it starts clogging regularly. And then I'd probably around 5,000 meters of filament. Any opinion on the ANET A3? Unfortunately none, because I haven't tried one yet. Anyone know a good source for rigid ink in the US? Amazon. But I have to get to make the day job. Thanks for the great stream, Joe. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for joining, man. Let's see. Joe, not really sure about Malta. Family live near Kamucha. That's it's not a name I recall. Said something like Joel does with his fan mail Friday, with money collected from sticker sales goes to charity. I could do that, but I think, seeing as I think selling 3D printers for charity is also awesome. Also, I need fan mail to do a fan mail. Do you worry about the Mark II changes in the multi-material upgrade from direct to Bowden, which concerns the precision? I've actually seen some prints while I was at the Bay Area Maker Faire, and the quality is still there. It's still there, man. Strictly speaking, Bowden is lighter, so ergo, it should be prettier. Hey, Ian. Trip was absolutely awesome, man. How long do belts usually last? Well, so far I haven't had to change any belts, so they can definitely last you 6 months. UPS just delivered my flexible TPUs, and now I can print the tires for my OpenRC F1. I should have the electronics coming very soon for the OpenRC F1. Thanks, Ryan. If I get the MME multi-material upgrade, I may get another printer for direct drive prints. Get another Prusa. I actually might end up buying another Prusa. Hope you and the wife enjoyed your vacation. Hey, Thomas. Yes, we did, man. Thank you very much. It was awesome. Okay. So, So, we need a poll. Ryan, maybe you can help me because I have no idea how to do a poll. Next live stream. Do we build the Start 3D printer? Or do we do the Mark II's upgrade kit? I'm decided against grabbing Simplify 3D for the meantime. Basically, Cura will do for me. I have enough problems working with multiple software steps as it is. True, I completely agree. Any experience with ColorFab? I have lots of ColorFab filament. I love their filament. Which material though? Do you buy an Ultimaker? No, I have not yet, and I don't think I will, to be honest. Do you know if Trunksy 8X from here is the same as the Trunksy? Let me check, because I have no idea what the Trunksy X8 is. Okay, so the Trunksy X8 is kind of like an upgraded version of the P802MA, whereas it has an upgraded screen with turn dial, like it has a graphics LCD, but that's basically it. It's the same thing. Awesome. Tip on getting CRJ from Rail will be from compared to $600 from Gearbest. That's wow. Okay. Awesome. See, now that's half the price. Straw poll? Yes, straw poll. Build whatever has the chance of blue smoke. That will probably be the Start 3D printer because it's a Trunksy. And I can confirm it's a Trunksy or a Tron XY because it has a clone Melzi board which says Trunksy. So Ryan, the options are, do we, on the next live stream, shall we do the Mark II's upgrade on the Prusa i3 Mark II, or do we build the Start 3D printer? 3D printer for beginning series, setting differences for Bowden versus direct drive printers. Would they have to change between them? Yes, that's also something that I actually have planned as well. Yeah. Okay, Mark II's is starting to blue smoke second. Joe, did you see the EM8 aluminum extrusion frame for the ANET A8 on Thingiverse? Making one, and it's very sturdy, no gantry movement at all. Love building the frame, almost as if I'm building my own design. I actually saw that. The only problem is that for me in Malta, it's very difficult to get extruded aluminum like that. But I will check. If I do manage to find, I have a few projects lined up. 6-3 for the Mark II's. There you go. Cast your votes. You know what? I'm going to cast a vote as well. There. So... Stropo running. Okay. We'll keep watching. 9 votes to 6 votes for the Prusa Mark II's kit. This is awesome. Should be fairly easy. I will actually have a look. I will go. I know a guy who knows a guy. If you want a link to a good price, I will message you the link. AliExpress. Yes, Paul. Might as well. If I don't manage to find a Malta, I'll definitely go for that. 4-color extruder for the ANET A8. What I'm guessing is that as soon as the multi-material upgrade from Prusa comes out, everyone's going to start cloning it. Every Chinese company out there. Hey, Paolo. Marquez doesn't have but 4 things different. Yeah, it's almost all the extruder assembly that's different. Linear rails, the bearings, some connectors to the bearings, and the Rambo box. That's pretty much it. Yes, Panzer Shreks. That's something I've been thinking about, actually, doing long-term reviews rather than just a 1-month review. Yep, it is. They've started shipping, I think, 2 weeks ago. Hey, thanks, Igor. I had an awesome time in the US. Yes, David, but there is like an 8-week lead time now. Alright, okay, for the ANET. Okay. Is a 3D printer with 2 nozzles good? It can be good, it depends on the printer. As far as I know, there are 3 printers which have been proven to be very good as dual nozzle printers. That is the Ultimaker 3, the Sigma, BCN 3D Sigma, and the Felix Pro. Dual Pro, sorry. I'm interested in Anycubic Cassell. I actually have one, Paolo. It's sitting in the box that arrived yesterday. The Rambo box. What was different? They made a few more vents so it cools down better, and also better support for the wires. Better strain relief or stress relief. Stress relief. The CR10 is currently 360 USD with free shipping. Yes or no? Also, how difficult was the application process for getting the review copy? I might be able to make something happen with my other channel. I did not ask for a review copy. GearBest got in touch with me. And it's $369.99, I think, at the moment. Awesome. I'll have a look. Definitely we'll have a look at it. What's the most expensive printer I have? That's the BCN 3D Sigma. It's $2,600 or 2,600 euros. There are very few who talk about health risk with 3D printing. It cannot be good when people are sitting next to the printer when it runs ABS. Some suggestions for extraction with carbon filter. In order for that to work, in order for it to be harm-free, you'd have to have an enclosure and extract it. A carbon filter might not do much. Just run an extractor pipe outside. That would be the ideal way. Dane, you're here, right? The bunny ears. Bunny ears? However, yes, regarding fumes. I recently reviewed the Prima Select ABS filament, and they don't smell of anything. They have no hazardous fume. It's actually on their site, which is quite impressive, actually. To 11 and I'm beat. Thanks, Joe. We'll speak on Twitter soon. Thanks, Elliot. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming by, man. At Hangouts on Help a Forgotten Link for a couple of weeks ago, there was an extensive discussion on health risks. See, the thing is, Preston over at Press Reset recently did a very meaningful episode on 3D printing and safety. the thing is, you're working with very high temperatures. There's always risks involved. Certain plastics will most definitely be harmful. So you always have to take precautions. It's not a toy, it's a tool. And tools can be dangerous. Mark IIs. Okay, so yeah, it seems like the Mark IIs. Okay, so our next live stream we will install the Mark IIs upgrade, I guess. How did you have the name 3D Maker Nerd? That's not my name. It's 3D Maker Noob. 3D is everything that's three-dimensional to me, and 3D printing. Maker is because I like to make things. I like to make anything. And Noob because I always want to look at everything I do as if I'm doing it for the first time. So I'll go at it from a very noobish way. I will analyze it. I will try to understand it, so then I can work better at it. Do you think Simplify 3D is really worth it? Do they need to up their game? They definitely need to up their game. They definitely need to fix some bugs they have. Is it worth it? If you have many printers, yes, it's worth it. Especially for the custom support and the multi-process, the multi-process part they have. It comes really handy. What would be your desert island printer and filament if you had just to pick one of each? Big mouse. Rigiding PETG, maybe the red one. PETG. It has to be PETG. And printer, I don't want to choose. I want all of them. Actually, you know what? I'll take the 180 spools of filament that I have as well. Hey, Turnkarn. Thank you, man. I saw his video. He said to never leave it running. Yeah, correct. I have a question. GB has an N-Cubic announced on their website. Then screenshot looks like other printer mixed with N-Cubic screenshots. Cosell type deltas, they're all the same. They're honestly all the same. It's just a few things that are different, possibly the board. So not much is going to be different. Warning: burning or melting PVC gives a form of mustard gas. Melting PVC. Mustard gas is a very different thing. I use my airbrusher work with MDF without using a quality respirator and dust fume extraction system. Why would I take less precaution with a 3D printer? It's a non-issue for me. Exactly. I completely agree. Awesome, Michael. You're going to love it even more. Yeah, that's another thing I want to do. Because I'm into the 3D modeling, these airplane models and cars and all that, and I have my airbrushing kit downstairs in the garage, so I want to bring it up, and maybe that's also something we can do on Twitch. Airbrushing, modeling. Do you think for a noob it's better to buy a cheap printer and if needed proceed to upgrade? Actually, for a noob, I'm actually very happy that one of my first printers was the Prusa i3 Mark II, because I kind of know that it's a good printer, it works, and it's relatively safe. And that gives me an idea of what a 3D printer should be like. Then you can get the cheap printers, you can tinker with those, upgrade those, and know what they could be like. What would win in a fight, Creality CR10 or Prusa i3 Mark II? If it's the quality, the Prusa. If it's the size, it's the Creality. What is the second best slicer, since everyone says Simplify 3D is the best? I really like Slicer, or once again as Tom call it, Slick 3R. Slick 3R. How long have you been into 3D printing? When was your first 3D printer and what was it? first 3D print, and what was it? So I've been into 3D printing 6 months now. When was your first print? 6 months. And what was it? It was my own maker coin. That was the first thing I ever printed. It was a pink maker coin. Hey Mike, thanks man. I built a heat chamber for the Mark IIs to print ABS Thingiverse. A chamber is good to contain heat. However, what happens with a chamber that hasn't got any filter, it keeps the smell inside. I would like to see a video on airbrushing. Maybe that's something we could do. Once again, from a noob's perspective. Awesome. I want to use my 3D printer for model railroad layout. It's also a very good way to use it. Have a monoprice maker select and thinking about upgrading to a micro Swiss all metal. Thoughts? All the people I know that have micro Swiss have nothing but praise for them. I would also think of installing the I know it's a bit costly, but the Flexion Extruder HT, because it does actually come with an all metal hot end as well, and you can also print flexible filaments. Hey Lars. Does random start points and aligned start points make much difference? Yes, it can. Depending on the print you are doing, it can, because random is literally, it starts at random positions, whereas aligned, you can have them in a corner that doesn't show very much. Have you tried Metal Earth models as a pastime? Not Metal Earth, no. Anything you admire hackers made up? Did you pick up anything from Maker? Hey, Marianne. Marion is awesome. While at Maker Faire, I got a few things. A few little things. Did you buy your first printers or on your own? And did you recoup your investment through free stuff? Thinking of starting with YouTube. So, I invested quite a bit of money in YouTube. I've bought all my initial printers. There are very few printers in here which I did not pay for. In terms of recouping the money, no, I have not, and I will not for quite a while, because I always want to make this channel better, and it will take a lot of subscribers, a lot of views, and it's always a matter of I don't do this for the money. I do it because I love it. I enjoy it. I love doing this, the Q&As, the tutorials, the learning things and sharing with you guys. So I mean, even the setup, the camera, the lights, the microphones, the desks I have here, something to start off with, it costs a lot of money. So it will take a while before I recoup any of that. And by the time I start recuperating, then I need to upgrade once again. What was your first printer? I had 3 first printers. I had the Prusa i3 Mark II, I had the Micromake Delta, and the Wenhao Duplicator i3 Plus. All 3 I had bought myself. Have you ever fused multiple prints to make a larger one? No, not yet actually. Got Toronto, glad you had a good trip on you. Oh, thank you very much, Robert. I appreciate it. You gonna get into drums? Perhaps get a new DJI Spark? I have to afford it first. Joe, as you work with kits at model cars and airplanes, post-processing is nothing new for you. Did you find you were more accepting of prints that require little post-work? It's an interesting question because doing models, you know that the finish is almost perfect. So in order to get that finish, it will require quite a bit of work on a 3D print. But maybe it could get to there, but it requires a lot of work. Unless, of course, then you print in really small layer heights. Did you buy multiple printers at start or one by one? No, I actually bought all 3 at the same time. What is my day job? I am the head of department for payments and risk, for an online company. Realigned and random start points. Is there a way to select where the aligned points get put? Sounds like could be useful. In Simplify 3D, yes, you can. You can actually select a spot on the bed where it starts and finishes there. So is this still a full-time thing for you? Oh, this is another full-time to my full-time job. Any must-dos first after I get my Attn A6 assembled. Solder the wires directly to the bed and install a MOSFET for the heat bed. Exactly. Panzer Shreks, I completely agree. We're expecting perfection, but it's not going to happen on FDM. Maybe on SLA, but not FDM. Alright, dinner time. Alright, Jörg. Thank you very much for hanging out, man. Do any of the printers you have currently have dual extrusion? Yes, I have the BCN 3D Sigma R17 with dual extrusion. But I also have the palette, so I have four color add-ons. Money always is my limiting with 3D printing. Yes, and then it becomes addictive. So, how good are you at 3D modeling? What is your CAD program of choice? Fusion 360. I don't consider myself to be good, but I can get around. Is there a huge difference between one How Duplicator i3 Plus and an Ultimaker 3 in print quality? Whoa. Yes, Lars, that's probably like saying, is there a difference in ride comfort between a mini minor? Do you remember the small cars, mini minor, and a Bentley? There is difference. I'm not saying that the i3 Plus is bad, but I can't compare it to the Ultimaker 3. It's also the price. It's 3,000 euro difference. What did you do before 3D printing? Hobbies. I do model building, like scale models, airplanes, cars, boats, bikes, motorcycling. I like to paint. I have too much of a long list of hobbies. I printed 15 parts that had about an inch of surface I need to sand. Ouch. Wow, you should be tired. Work 2 jobs. It's very tiring, but it's worth it. I don't work in a suit. My job doesn't require me to work in a suit. It's a dress down company. Will I run into problems with my Attn A8 if I don't install a MOSFET? You might not, and you might. It's a hit or miss. The one thing I truly suggest is to solder the wires to the heatbed. That won't cost you anything. Have you tried HIPS with it? Not HIPS, I've printed with PVA. Actually, if you were at the Matter Hackers meetup, or even at the Maker Faire it was as well, I brought up with me a knotted orbit, which I had printed with PVA. And it was there. I left it there with them to showcase on the Sigma. Hey Noob, glad you made it back safe. Thanks, Everjoe. When are you making a printing race with all your 3D printers at the same time? That's actually a good idea. Have you had to do a lot of repairs on your printers? Not too many, but they happen. They happen quite a lot. And it's more than repairs, it's nursing prints. Sometimes you really need to nurse prints. Our work with resin models, production, and frankly, the level of fine detail is very achievable, but there is still significant need for post-assembly work and prep before you can start the final finish. True. So you're saying I'm gonna get an Ultimaker 3? Well, if you can afford it, why not? Although for the price of an Ultimaker 3, you can get the Sigma R17, and also the Prusa i3 Mark II, and the Creality CR10. That's 3. And as we all know, 3 is better than 1, because 3 is more. More is minor. Yes, Big Mouse. Hey Darren, I'm Maker Noob. Do you use any of your prints in your general life, and what is the most used gadget? So, the most used gadget that I actually have it at work. It is a dock for my iPhone, which is standing on my desk, and I can just constantly leave my mobile there. That I use it every single day. Second most useful thing, well, useful, it's a stand for frames, so I don't have to drill holes in the wall to put up frames because it's not my place. So I designed frame holders. Are you familiar with the Porsche models? I have the Rolls Royce that I've never finished. No, I'm not. No, not Porsche or Porsche. Oh, sorry. Hey, where are you back from? The USA, as it says in the title. Would you ever consider buying a CNC machine, laser or rotor? I actually built my own CNC machine. It's in the garage. And the reason why I did that was because I wanted to do a custom chopper bike. I wanted to modify it. I had a Honda Shadow VT750. It's almost ready. Still needs to work. But I wanted to make sure that I do everything on this bike and I do not get help from anyone. And I needed some milled parts, aluminum milled parts. So I bought a mini mill. I bought all the electronics and the motors, and I converted it to a computerized CNC machine. So I can cut my own parts without needing anyone's help. So please, man, hackers and BNF was so enjoyable as it looked. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, I am like a little kid, aren't I? One of the biggest issues with any printer of the Prusa style is to make sure the wires of the bed have some kind of strain relief at the bed. That way it is not they just hang in the breeze. I completely and fully 100% agree with David. I would go further to that and make sure they have strain relief at the bed and at the connection of the board. Your strongest connector, how was it? Something about the weakest link. The chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So cover both ends, just to be sure. And most of the fires that have occurred in the past come from one of those two places. Do you have a simplified 3D profile saved for the vase Yoshi you printed in your Creality CR10 video? I actually don't have a generic profile, but it's just a matter of changing the temperatures and layer height. So do you do woodworking too? If I had the tools, I probably would. Just ordered multi-material upgrade now for the Prusa i3 without having any 3D printer yet. Ordered the i3 mid-April. You won't, Sven. I assure you, you won't. Do you have any suggestions for 3D prints? I can print. I have run out of ideas. Fidget spinners. Was the CNC expensive to build? Also, will you make a video about it? The CNC was kind of expensive. It was because I had to source parts from different places. I did it quite a few years ago, so it would be difficult for me to do a video on it, but maybe in the future we can do an upgrade to it. Yes, print a unicorn or Pegasus. No supports, no infill by our host, well, our mod Ryan. He also has Tortoro, he also has Stitch from Disney. Yep. Prusa uses 3mm tube. It's actually a piece of 3mm filament, if I'm not wrong. And zip ties to secure the wires to the bed. Actually, not to the bed, to the Rambo board, because to the bed they're soldered on. And they're soldered on quite well. Awesome, Jim. I'm the kind of person that I always had this kind of motto in my mind. If someone can do it, then there's no reason why I can't learn how to. So why would I, if I'm going to go to someone for them to make something for me, if I have the same tools that they have, why can't I do it? And that's where my tinkering comes in. Thanks, Charles. Appreciate it, man. Okay, so it is midnight. So we'll do a few more minutes. I think I've spoken about everything I want to talk about. So as with the, yep, it is confirmed. The next live stream will be the Prusa Mark II S upgrade. So we'll do that. And yeah, and a few more videos after that. What do you think between the original Prusa i3 Mark IIs and the Lalsbot Mini 3D printer? Ooh. Al Jolly. Why? Okay, so I have not used the Lalsbot Mini. I like the fact that the company is, actually both of them are completely open source. So it's hard for me to decide because one, I haven't not tried the Lalsbot and everyone I know just has nothing but good words to say about it. But the Lalsbot Mini, as far as I know, I could be completely wrong here. Please forgive me. I am ignorant in this thing, but I think it's slightly smaller build area than the Prusa, plus much more expensive. So that's possibly the downside to it. Honest opinion on the CR10 without any review bias after having used it for a while. I still use it. I still use the CR10. The CR10 was, it was probably the most surprising printer. No, sorry, not the most surprising, because after that I opened a printer which I will do a video about soon, which really surprised me. The CR10, I did not expect it to print so well right off the bat. Yes, I did have a simplified 3D profile sent to me. However, it prints well out of the box. It assembles very easily. It is not very expensive. It is large volume. You can print large things. And I'm still using it almost every day except for these 2.5 weeks. I've printed maker coins with it. And it just prints well. And I trust it. I trust it to print a 70-hour print. I have no problem with that. Thanks, Matt. I love the US. Go to bed? No, drink more Red Bull. And Mark II Sabrivia have one to do too. Awesome, Mike. So I guess that's what we'll be doing next week. Mark II S upgrade. I'm having a hell of a time deciding on the next printer. Prusa for its quality, CR10 for its volume, or something with dual extruders for dissolvable supports. So, if you get the Prusa i3 Mark II, then you can get the multi-material upgrade, and you can use PLA with PVA because they have the same temperature thresholds. So you can use one of the extruders. Actually, even better, you can print something in 3 colors, and on the 4th extruder you can put PVA and use that for supports. Hey Chris, yeah, I know. People aren't getting fed up with me, it seems. Have a good night, Lars. Right. How come, Stahl? What happened? What do you think? I was going to save a bit extra cash for you, although I'm thinking about sticking with just getting the Anycubic cell for now, and I have enough for the Flash Forward Inventor. Difference is massive. Massive on print quality, massive on print surface. So it's one's a Delta, the other one's Cartesian, so it's a bit difficult to compare the two. Does CR10 have a dual extruder option? No, it doesn't. Why not, Warren? I've done it and it works fine. PVA and PLA, there's nothing abrasive about them. Same properties. One's just dissolvable by water. CR10 rival. Probably the 500 by 500 by 500 CR10 is coming soon. Inside the mind of Matt. Did the state treat you well? Which one? I've been into 4 of them, but they all treated me well. What are your thoughts on their upgraded version of the upcoming CR10 S5? You think it will print the same as their smaller version? I'm hoping it will. I have my doubts, but I'm hoping it will. But I'll find out soon enough. I'm going to try to get one. Tell us the surprise printer. Which one? I'm playing. I showed you guys recently the Ant E-Carry from GearBest. Very, very surprised with it. Very surprised with it. I need to print some more now so I can put a review out of it. How does the CR10 print bigger ABS prints without an enclosure? Forget it. You won't manage bigger prints. With big prints, you'll get warping unless you have an enclosure, for sure. That's why I haven't even tried. Like for 5 days. Until the same price printer is revealed. Thanks, Joe. Have a good night. Appreciate your videos. Bye-bye. Thanks, all jolly. True, actually. Ryan has a point. You can upscale the CR10 easily. It's just a matter of changing the frame. Ever thought of making the Hypercube? Not really, to be honest. At least not yet. The one that surprised you more than the CR10. It was the Ant E-Carry. Because it took me 7 minutes, exactly 7 minutes, to get it out of the box and start printing well. With the supply G-code, might I add. Okay. So, we still have 100 viewers, apparently. Aren't you guys fed up of it? To prime again. Well, still, to be completely honest, I also had to change the heat bed wire. And another issue that's come up is the left... you know the stepper motors for the Z-axis rods, and you know they have like that sort of plastic, black printed plastic cover on the lead screw. That for some reason is sort of getting stuck, so it's losing alignment. So I'll just have to find a way to reprint that. If PLA and PVA are used in the same nozzle, you really need to deplete one material with prime pillar before pushing another one out. Else, after you complete the print and dunk it in water. Yes, Warren, but you may see holes in the outer surface. Yeah, but that's how multi-material extruders work. You print with one color, goes onto a prime tower, changes filament, then goes back and prints again. And so that's how it works, which is why it's fine. What is your favorite printer so far? All of them. Because even the ones that gave me a hard time, I still use, one way or another. Yep, still, it's original, mine too. Some silicone cycle will be interesting to try and test the smaller nozzle for small detail prints. I actually have the 0.15mm nozzle. With bending back and forth causes wear on the wires. This can cause the wires to break. It can. It can. Which is why ideally you get higher gauge wires. Exactly. Panzer Shrek. That's exactly why I like doing live streams. There's the interaction. I try to answer all the questions as much as I can. Try not to miss anything and involve you guys. No, it's not. It's not always a pain in the ass. Thanks, Live IT. Never buy an Eagle Moss V3 printer. I don't even know what they are, actually. I've never heard of them. You're more than welcome, Eric. Thank you very much. What do you think about MakerBot? I have no opinion. The MakerBot era was way before I started in the 3D printing. So I don't know the full story, so I don't really have an opinion, unfortunately. We have 3 presets with various problems. I'm sick of that printer. Only thing I don't like about the Mark II is not having one. Anything I should modify immediately when I build my Prusa i3, like the mentioned cable? Actually, Sven, the first thing I would suggest is probably to, once you assemble it, print the new Rambo box and install that instead of the current one. But wait, hold on. If your i3 Mark IIs is still about to arrive, then it will be the Mark IIs, so there shouldn't be anything to upgrade. Joe, do you think you will ever review the TiVo printers? I'm quite sure I will, because I have a Black Widow that's coming. Should you consider a MakerBot replicator? I will consider whatever printer. I am not biased. I will try any printer, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it has a good reputation, or it has a bad reputation, because I like to make my own opinions about them. A new filament spool holder. That is true, actually. I have enough printers for PLA. So, printer for ABS. Definitely something with an enclosure. Depending on your budget, you might want to try a Zix printer for ABS. Have you ever tried Devil's Design filament? No, I haven't. Check out Print the Legend on Netflix for the MakerBot history. Good documentary. Okay, that's awesome. With this Red Bull in my system, might actually be a good idea to watch it tonight then. Do you think you will ever review the FlashForge Inventor? If I had one, yes. I have to kind of pace myself, because now I'm starting to get inundated with printers, and there's quite a few things I want to do first. Hey, Poor Boy Garage, this is my life. You're more than welcome. Would you consider building your own printer? I definitely want to build my own printer one day. I'm still soaking in all the information from all the printers, but I'm kind of starting to take notes of all the little things that I like about printers, and sort of only taking the good out of each printer. Eagle Moss came in a weekly magazine. After 2 years, you still cannot get it to work. Ouch. What do you think of the Dremel 3D printer? Unfortunately, I've never used one, so I wouldn't entirely know. But I do know that quite a few people had a few issues with it. I'm trying to remember if it was because of proprietary filament. So I'm not entirely sure. I don't care much for printers that do proprietary filaments. Or anything that's closed loop. What's your overall favorite filament? I've watched you use some of the rigid ink style filaments. They look gorgeous. PETG is by far my favorite. That's by far the favorite filament I like to use. Devil Design filament. I'm going to have to check that out. Would you try building an enclosure for one of your printers? Eventually, yes, I will. Excuse me. Buy a flash forge. Yeah. Hence the people I know that have had issues with it. Okay. So, I think actually I found a way with PETG, and that is increase the temperature to, like for example, rigid ink PETG. If I increase the temperature to 250, increase the speed to 60 millimeters a second, and do the fan at 100 millimeters a second with about 3.5 millimeters of retraction, I don't get any stringing. Rank your filaments in strengths of odor. ABS, everything else. Sorry, I just read the message of Pink Mouse. Have you considered trying SLA printing? I'd love to try SLA printing. I definitely want to get my hands on one. High temps and high retraction stops PETG stringing for me. Same with me. High temperature, high retraction, and high fan speeds. Yeah, Chris, probably. Alright, ladies and gents, I think I'm gonna call this a night. When I say night, I mean morning, because it's 12:15 and my jet lag is still kind of so. So I'll probably head to bed and try to force myself to sleep at least 8 hours so I can get back into routine. Do you think custom plexiglass enclosure size to fit the Ankybuso with a heat bed would help sustain with bigger ABS prints and get it to... Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. The foam lapis they have been was mesmerizing. It was. Okay, guys. So, I'm going to... Good night, Victor. Gonna bid you farewell, guys. I wanna thank you very much for hanging out with me. Want to thank you for the amount of viewers. I thought I'd be bugging you by now. Once again, I apologize for the lack of uploads. I'm still trying to get back into the routine of things, but we'll start uploading videos as of next week. So I'll probably do a quick video with the winners on Sunday for the 5,000 giveaway. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for attending. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for being absolutely awesome as always. And yep, it was absolutely awesome stream. Thank you guys for welcoming me into the US. Thank you for everyone who visited me at Matter Hackers, came to say hi. Thank you for welcoming me back into my office and back onto the live streams. And thank you all for the help in deciding whether or not we should go on Twitch for live streams. So we'll try to set that up as soon as possible. As always, thank you. Have a good night. Have a nice weekend, and happy making, guys.